Hi guys, I'm NYCFC Source,
What's good, I'm Santi.
What's up, I'm Mark.
and we are the Source Pod. Today we're without Joe, sadly, but he'll be back next week, so nothing to worry about there. Anyways, welcome back to episode 3. In case you missed the first 2 episodes, make sure to check those out. We're called the Source Pod on Spotify. You can find us on YouTube. This weekend we played Miami. The previous we played Chicago, and the final result was a draw. I mean, we did much better than week 1, but the pieces are not fully in place. Everything's still moving, but with Santi and Sands back, that's big for us.
Um, all right, so let's get into the Miami preview.
Let me start off with an early injury report like I did last week. For what we know, same as last week, Tavon Gray is likely out. When I asked, I was told it might be pretty long, but no updates there yet. Morales is likely to be fit. That's all I can say. I have no confirmation on that.
Now for Miami's injury report, Campana is out. He's been out for the past 3 games. And Quarantine Jean is questionable. He scored against Philadelphia last week, so this could be a big blow for them. Now let's get to the potential starting 11. Let me put a few questions out there for you guys. All right.
Yep.
So, so especially with Gray out, you guys still think Alencic will start?
Of course.
Personally, I think, yeah. Because versus Miami, well, you never know with their defense, but last year I'm pretty sure they played a 5 at the back. So with Elenic, we're gonna have to attack versus that and try to I don't know, catch them out. Because if they play high fullbacks, then Elenic can get past that, as we saw last week.
If you saw the Chicago game, Elenic, he was our second best player alongside Gabi Pereira. Elenic, he deserves to start almost he deserves to start over Tavon Gray. Tavon Gray, I don't really rate him that high, and Elenic's performance, he just basically proved last week why he deserves to start, why he deserves to play, and if Gray is gonna be out for a long time, then Elenic, I feel like he will fit that role very well.
And something else to add about Elenic, his dribbling and composure is very good. He's not scared to take on someone. He'll just go at you, as we saw multiple times. I think he had 3 out of 5 completed dribbles, and that's long-term dribbles. He had a few where it was past 1-2 players, and he would do it. And then we saw in tight spaces he could do the same thing. I think he was just very good on the attack, which I liked.
Yeah. Usually Gray Gray in the Nashville game, he really didn't attack a lot, and Elenic against Chicago, he really wanted to go forward. He was always going forward. But Gray, I feel like he gets nervous when he gets forward. So that's really why, because we need an attacking type of right back and defensive right. Elenic, he's very versatile with both positions. So and Gray, like I said, he gets, I feel like he gets too scared to go on the attack. There are chances where he can go up with open. However, he just passes it back to Adam Martins or Chanel. He passes it back either way.
You know,
But with
I know,
Elenic,
I know it's very early to say this, but I think I'm gonna have to make a hot take saying is Elenic the new Tinnerholm? You know, he's just very impressive in the first game.
I think not this season, but in the coming seasons, he'll definitely be, in my opinion, better. One of the best right backs we'll ever have, in my opinion. He showed quality. He's young. He's 18, and he just showed that even though sure you could say maybe it's Chicago, but he showed that he's definitely MLS starting quality, at least in my opinion.
No, I feel like he has a big future ahead, but I mean he's still 18, so I don't want to say anything. But the game for Chicago is very promising and pretty exciting from what we saw. All right, let's go to the next question.
All right, so last game we saw a change in the midfield. Hack was dropped for Sands, and so what do you think the midfield trio would be this against in Miami?
I mean, to start with, I cannot watch Pellegrini at Cam ever again. I'm gonna be honest.
no, yo, Pellegrini, he made a mistake that almost gave
Yeah, the pass
Chicago
back,
goal.
the pass back
Yeah,
to
the pass back.
Iboko.
Bad
Yeah,
pass.
that
You
pass
know,
back. it tries to traumatize me.
Like our defense was doing good in that play too. They were passing it around. They got past it out of the pressure. They give it to Pellegrini. He's in open space, and he just passes it right into Shabilko, who, thank God, sucks at shooting as a striker. You know. But yeah, I'm done with Pellegrini at cam. He's not a cam. Santi has to start, and behind him, I mean, Parks isn't the best, but the coach likes him. So if I'm gonna predict like what's actually gonna happen, I'm gonna have to say Parks because that's probably what's gonna happen. And Sands
Like,
came off with cramps, so it's something serious. But it's probably gonna be Santi, Sands, and Parks.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So
that's most likely the midfield trio for Miami. That's most likely it.
For Miami, for us.
Yeah, Miami.
Yeah. I mean, and then for the wings, like, do we still start Pellegrini, but like move him to left wing to see how he does there? Maybe.
give Pellegrini a chance. Keep in mind, this is his former club, so
I completely forgot
Yeah,
about that.
true. True, that is true.
He was
I mean,
pretty much.
Carranza played Miami last week for Philly, but he did also lose 2-0.
That's true, but I don't know. I think we should probably maybe give him a chance. I mean, in my opinion, I didn't like the way um Jason played yesterday. And on Saturday, I don't think he wasn't that good in my opinion.
He missed an open shot.
It wasn't open. He did. I think he did as much as he could in that play,
still,
but it just didn't turn out amazing.
but I feel like it was like a simple type of goal, in my
I mean,
opinion.
it really wasn't though. Like he was in front of the net, he got to it, he touched it, and then it hit off the inside of the post. That's not even his fault. I'm gonna be honest. He did everything he could.
It was just unfortunate that it hit the post,
but also like something
like,
about his game, he wasn't an option for Kufre at all, and he made Kufre look bad. Like I didn't like how Kufre played because part of the reason was he had no options to go to. He was always forced to go back, and like it just wasn't going well for Kufre. If I'm gonna be honest,
I barely saw him, to be honest. Like I was surprised. Like I barely saw him all game. Like he was just kind of like invisible.
I mean, he wasn't that good, but I think that might change once we start seeing Magno back at wing. Which, if I can talk about this, we're gonna be signing a striker. There's no like name that's done yet, but it's going to be a U22 initiative striker from like the Central European region because we have a big like project set up in like Serbia, Slovenia, like Poland, like that area. So it's going to be somewhere there, and we set a budget for 2 mil specifically max. So we'll see that. And I mean, who would we start at left wing? Like Pellegrini, Thiago, or Jason?
I think, in my opinion, it would probably have to be. Even though it would be cool to see Pellegrini start, in my opinion, I think Thiago's pace, especially against DeAndre Yelvin, would be probably pretty useful in my opinion.
Yeah, something else to add, like which we're going to talk about in a second. Their new Ukrainian center back. He's not that fast. I'm going to be honest. Like I watched Ukrainian League because I'm a fan of Dynamo Kyiv, and he's not that fast. He's pretty slow, but usually he doesn't have to use his pace, which is why he's good. But if we can use Thiago, I mean, and on like our field, like yeah, it's an advantage. People don't like it, but I mean, it's here, and we're going to use it. So I think like we have to start Thiago, to be honest. Like we could use him to his full potential on our field.
Yep.
It has to be the Brazilian boys in our attack. Left wing, it has to be Thiago. Thiago, there's really no other option, to be honest. Pellegrini, yes, we could give him a shot against his old former team, but I feel like Thiago just has that flair in him. He can be able to like get past DeAndre Yedlin, like mentioned, who played, and yeah, basically saying like Thiago. I feel like Thiago should start.
Let's move on from that.
All right. So now let's take a look at Miami. Miami so far they're on a super hot season. 2 wins against Montreal and Philadelphia, surprisingly. But now they have to travel away and face a team, us NYC, who often doesn't lose when at home.
Yeah, and I was just talking about it. The recent acquisition for Miami is Sergei Krivstov, a Ukrainian center back who played for Shakhtar Donetsk in Ukraine. He has completely changed the game for Miami. I'm going to be honest. He even scored a debut goal for Montreal. He's kept a clean sheet versus Philadelphia, which was I'm pretty sure was the highest scoring team in 2021. I mean, he's completely changed Miami. Like Miami's new system for buying players it's just completely different. It's no longer the Matuidis, Higuain, stuff like that. Like yeah, you might still see it, but it's not like that anymore. It's completely different, and it's working for them. I mean, you don't beat Philadelphia randomly. It's a pretty big thing to
No.
do. And
Yeah,
I mean,
as Santi mentioned, at home we don't lose often, and our last home game was against Miami in the playoffs, 3-0. But that team is different from this team. It's gonna be a tough game with Miami's recent results. So yeah,
I mean, they lost Pozuelo, who recently went to Turkey, but he's been replaced with Stefanelli, who I actually wanted us to sign. But I mean, they're using him as a cam, and then we saw Campana's out, and Quarantine Gene might be out, which means they're left with Martinez, who is very good. I mean, he's not at his best with recent injuries, and his career just hasn't gone as amazingly as it should have. But you never should doubt Martinez, especially on a field where he's not going to have to run much. Let's we'll be honest here. Um, he's a scary player to play against, so we have to watch out for that. And then, as we talked about, their five at the back, the wingbacks. If their wingbacks get high like Yedwin, then we have to take over that. Like Thiago has to get in behind. Magno has to be on his best game as a striker. I know it's not his best position, but until we get a real 9, he's gonna have to do his best. So hopefully we see that from them. And I mean, who would your ideal starting 11 be? Realistically too, not random people.
I'll go first. Goalkeeper, there's no other choice in Baranza. Left back, although he didn't do that well last game, I'm gonna have to say Kufre. Defense, I'm gonna basically go with the same defense against Chicago. Kufre, Chanot, Martins, and Ilinic. Midfield though, it's where it gets kind of tricky. Sands, definitely. Santi Rodriguez, definitely. But Cushing, he likes Park so much that I kind of want Hack to start, but I feel like Cushing will have to was most likely to start Parks. As much as I hate to say it, I'm gonna have to say Parks. As our attack, left wing, Thiago. A striker, eh, our 9, it has to be obviously Magno. And on the right, I'm gonna go with Gabi Pereira.
Yeah, as you said, Cushing likes Parks, but he likes Hawk too, which is weird. And then I'm sure he likes Parks more because of how much of a league veteran, I guess you could say, starter he's been
Yeah,
for us.
yeah.
Which I mean always sucks for players that are trying to break through, which is Hawk. But I mean, Hawk has already played more minutes than most players will. He's proven a good amount. Yeah, some fans are delusional and think he's not good, but we don't listen to those people, you know? We just move along and support Hawk. Hopefully in the future, he keeps getting starts, minutes, which he'll definitely get. Even if it's on off the bench, he has to prove himself. Of course, he's not the type of guy that scores and assists every single game, but he has a place in the squad and he knows what to do, and he can prove himself, which is good. He's not going to be always stuck under Parks. And I mean, my starting 11, I would start with Barraza. Kufre, I mean, they talk so highly of him. There's no way he does this good in practice and then can't move it into the game. So we're going to have to keep trying him. It's only a loan, too, which has the option to buy. I mean, but I'm not going to bench him. He's from La Liga. The coaches like him. I mean, he hasn't done anything crazy bad, but he hasn't shown anything crazy good yet. I mean, in the Nashville game, we saw a few of his crosses. But we'll see. And that was with Thiago at the wing. Thiago opened up space for him with his speed for him to get in behind and make crosses. So if Thiago plays, then that's what we'll see. So I'd have to go with Kufre, Chanot Martins, and of course Mitya Lenich. And then Sands, I'm going to have to say Parks because that's probably what's going to happen, as much as I would love to say Hawk. And then Santi above him as the cam, hopefully, because, he runs the show. like I genuinely think he can be in the like MLS MVP like candidates. He's just that good. And on the wings we got Thiago Andrade on the left wing, and then right wing we have GP, striker Talos Magno. There's like not much you could really change with like the current like players that we have. Once we get another center back and striker, I feel like we could be pretty good and hard to beat.
Yeah,
I
once
feel
we
like
get
all,
it,
I
very
feel like all
hard.
that's left. You go.
No, I'm already done. You can go.
But like I feel like what's left for us is just a 9 and probably another and the left center back that we really need. That's like necessary for us. With those two, then we're sorted. Then we're gonna be like a strong team, strong team.
You know, like yeah, we could definitely be contenders with just two more players. But you know, hopefully nothing happens, no major injuries, because like our depth isn't amazing. It's okay, but whatever. And yeah, I mean, should we do some over unders before we go?
Yeah.
Let's check out our last week. We had over 2 tackles for Mitya Lenic and under 4 tackles for Hawk. Let's check out Fop Mob. Give me a second.
Game up.
Over 2 seconds. Bro, does this not have a site?
It's an app.
Bro,
He
let
got
me just pull this up on my phone.
he got one. He got
Who?
out of 2 tackles, he only won one of them.
Who, Mitya?
Yeah, Mita.
1 over 2. So we had over 2, so we were wrong. And then
And
under
Hawk,
4 for Hawk.
yeah, he didn't win any tackles.
Did he have any tackles attempted?
1.
One, yeah.
0 out of 4. So we went 1 for 2. I mean, that's not bad for week 1. Week 1 of doing it. All right, let me throw a few out here. Let's see. Santiago Rodriguez. Over 5 chances created. No, 4
5.
4 chances created.
4. Definitely 4.
I think 5 is
5
the
is too
number.
much. 5 is
I
too
mean,
much.
it's not too much for Santi. He's a beast.
Yeah, really, no. I think
Over 4 chances created. Yes or no?
I want to see over.
I'll say yes. I mean, in our first home game last year, I'm pretty sure he scored too, and he had an assist.
Yeah, he did.
He had that
did
nice
score
ass chip over the Montreal keeper.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
It was that chip.
hopefully that's another repetition we have. Last year we won 4-1. Hopefully we win 4-1 this year, or even 4-0. I love a clean sheet for Baraza. You know,
Over under Bayaza to make 3 saves.
Baraza over or under. What'd you say?
Over.
Over 3 saves.
Yeah.
I'll say around 3 to 4 saves. Like we'll see, because if they don't have Quarantine Gene, I mean it's kind of a big blow. Who would you play at striker? Because they play with 2 strikers.
Martinez and some
I would.
random guy.
I'm pretty sure the guy from the MLS Next Pro team they had. I'm pretty sure he scored versus Montreal.
Did he?
From Haiti.
Yeah.
He missed an open net and then he scored the rebound.
I'm pretty sure. If I'm not mistaken, I think Stefanelli's can also play as that second striker.
They'll
Then
probably put Cam for them though. I feel like.
I mean, they could put. They have definitely other options for that Cam position too. Robert Taylor, who scored like a banger, he could play there too. So I don't know.
He did. Didn't he win goal of the week?
I'm not sure.
I think he did. Today they announced it. I mean, if we're done, I guess we could wrap it up.
Yeah.
It's your city boys. We out.